So you're hearing that rumble, feeling that pull towards getting a motorcycle, huh?
It's an amazing feeling, that idea of freedom on two wheels.
Totally is. But
Beautiful.
then you start looking around and bam, so many bikes, different gear, costs. It gets overwhelming fast, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It's a big decision, lots to think about. Feeling lost is pretty normal.
Exactly, which is why we dove into this really helpful article. It cuts through the noise, gets right to the essentials for new riders.
Yeah, think of us as your quick guide. We're boiling it down.
Right. Our mission here is just to give you some clear guidance, help you avoid feeling swamped so you can make a smart choice, get you on the road feeling confident.
We've basically pulled out the 5 non-negotiable things you absolutely need to get your head around before you buy.
Okay, let's jump in. First thing the article stresses, and rightly so, is figuring out your riding style and what you actually need the bike for.
Mm-hmm. This is step 1. Forget what looks coolest for a second.
Yeah, it's tempting, isn't it?
Mm.
But what are you really going to do with it?
Is it for commuting every day? Battling traffic?
Are you dreaming of, long weekend trips, scenic routes?
Maybe hitting some dirt roads? Light off-roading?
Or is it purely about speed? That performance thrill.
Asking those questions first is key. It guides you to the right type of bike. Make sure you'll actually enjoy riding it long term.
Right, so the guide breaks down the main categories to help. First up, cruisers.
Ah, yes. Relaxed, upright riding position. Think Harley-Davidson Sportster Indian Scout. Great for just cruising, taking it easy.
Definitely comfortable for laid-back rides, maybe some highway miles. But the article notes maybe not the best for really tight, twisty roads.
Yeah, their handling can feel a bit less agile compared to others in sharp corners.
Okay, then shifting gears completely. Sport bikes.
Now you're talking performance, forward-leaning, aggressive stance, Yamaha R6, Kawasaki Ninja ZX6R, that kind of thing.
Built for speed, aerodynamics. Awesome on a track, right? But maybe less comfy for just puttering around town or longer, slower rides.
Exactly. Their power is often way up in the rev range. They demand more from the rider, more skill, precision machines.
Gotcha. Next category, adventure bikes or ADVs.
These are the Swiss Army knives of motorcycles. Good on pavement for touring, but also capable on dirt trails.
Like the BMW GS bikes or the KTM Adventures.
Precisely. They have robust suspension for bumps, usually an upright position that's comfortable for long distances. Really versatile.
A good compromise if you want a bit of everything. Then, scramblers.
Yeah, these have that cool kind of retro look. Good for city riding, but can handle some light off-road too. Ducati Scrambler, Husqvarna Peelan.
They seem popular for that blend of style and practicality. Agile in town.
Definitely. They're often lighter, easier to handle in urban chaos, but still got that rugged feel.
Okay, how about naked bikes?
Stripped down, minimalist, great for commuting, everyday riding. Suzuki SV650, Yamaha MT-07 are classic examples. No fairings, right? So you feel more connected. Yeah, very direct feel. Good balance of performance and maneuverability for, daily use.
And finally, for the serious long-haul riders, touring bikes.
The big ones. Maximum comfort, lots of storage. Think Honda Goldwing, BMW K1600, built for crossing continents, plush seats, room for a passenger and luggage, purpose-built mile munchers.
So, understanding those types is huge. But the article also hammers home the importance of your experience level.
Oh, definitely. You wouldn't learn to drive in a Ferrari, right?
Haha, exactly. Same idea. Starting on something too powerful or too heavy is just asking for trouble.
It can shatter your confidence or worse. So beginner-friendly bikes are key. The guide mentions things like the Honda CB500F, Kawasaki Ninja 400.
Good starting points. Manageable power, lighter weight.
Helps you build skills safely.
And here's a really practical tip they give.
Yeah.
Actually go to dealerships. Sit on these bikes.
Yes. Throw a leg over them.
Can your feet reach the ground comfortably? How's the reach to the handlebars, the foot pegs?
Even just feeling the weight, pushing it around a little, it tells you a lot.
You might be surprised what feels right or wrong just from sitting on it for a minute.
Absolutely. That initial feel is so important. Is it too tall? Too heavy? Too stretched out?
Okay, so hopefully that gives you a better idea of the type of bike.
Yeah.
Now let's talk money. Setting a realistic budget.
Right. And the article makes a great point. The sticker price is just the start. You have to think about the total cost of ownership.
So easy to forget that. You see the bike price and think, okay, I can swing that, but then...
Exactly. All the other costs start adding up. Insurance, gear, maintenance. It can be a shock if you're not prepared.
Let's break those down. First, insurance. The article says that this varies a lot, right? Based on location, your record.
And the bike type, definitely. Those high-performance sport bikes, often much higher premiums. Insurance companies see them as higher risk.
Makes sense. Good idea to get quotes before you buy then.
Oh, absolutely. Get quotes for a few bikes you're considering. Sometimes bundling helps too if you have car or home insurance.
Okay, next big one. Gear and safety equipment. This is non-negotiable.
Totally non-negotiable. Your life could depend on it.
The guide lists the essentials. A good helmet, full face, or modular recommended.
Proper jacket with armor, riding pants, not jeans. Gloves, sturdy boots over the ankle.
And they mention optional stuff like back protectors too. What's the damage, cost-wise?
You're looking at, realistically, anywhere from maybe $500 on the low end to $1,500 or even more for a full set of quality gear.
Wow, okay, so that needs to be factored in right from the start. It's an investment in safety.
Exactly. Think of it that way. It's not just an accessory.
Then there's maintenance and repairs. Regular stuff like oil changes, tires.
Tires wear out much faster than on cars. Chains need looking after if your bike has one. Brakes. Routine services.
And the article strongly suggests having a little cushion, right, for unexpected stuff.
Definitely. A contingency fund. Things break, stuff happens. Having $500 or $1,000 set aside for surprises is smart.
Regular maintenance is key for reliability and safety. Keeps things running smoothly.
And neglecting it can lead to much bigger, costlier problems later. Not worth the risk.
And don't forget fuel. Bikes are usually efficient, but it still costs money.
Plus registration and licensing fees. Varies by state, but it's another cost.
Adds up, doesn't it?
It really does. Seeing the whole picture is important.
The article also touches on new versus used bikes. Big budget impact there.
Yep. New gets you a warranty, latest tech, that perfect feeling, but higher price and faster depreciation.
Used is cheaper up front, but maybe no warranty. Unknown history.
Exactly, which is why getting a used bike checked by a mechanic before you buy is so crucial. Worth the small cost for peace of mind.
Absolutely. And if you finance, there are loans, maybe manufacturer deals.
But the key, again, is being realistic. Don't stretch yourself too thin.
The article suggests a good rule of thumb. Keep all your monthly bike costs, loan, insurance, fuel, everything under, say, 10 to 15% of your monthly income.
That's a really sound guideline. Helps ensure riding stays fun and doesn't become a financial burden.
Okay. Bike type sorted, budget realistic. Now the fun part the article insists on, the test ride.
Yes, you absolutely must test ride the bike. Reading reviews is one thing, feeling it is another.
Totally. This is where you find out if it actually fits you, meets your expectations. How does it feel in the real world?
The article points out what to check. Comfort, obviously. How's the seat after 10 minutes? Can you reach the ground easily at stops?
Handling. How does it turn? How do the brakes feel? Smooth acceleration.
Performance. Does the engine feel right for you? Too much power, not enough. Smooth delivery.
And even things like noise and vibration. Some bikes vibrate a lot. Is that cool or annoying for you?
Right. A bike might look perfect, sound amazing, but if it feels wrong when you ride it, you won't enjoy it. Skipping the test ride is a huge gamble.
So what should you look for during the ride? The guide mentions ergonomics again, hands, seat. Any aches after a bit?
Check that seat height at stops again. Feel balanced. In control.
Pay attention to acceleration and braking. Is the throttle smooth? Are the brakes strong but easy to control?
How does it handle at low speeds, like in a parking lot, and at higher speeds, leaning into curves?
And feel the suspension. How does it handle bumps? Is it comfortable?
These are all crucial things. A bike might have great specs, but if it's uncomfortable or handles poorly for you, it's the wrong bike.
Good tips for the ride itself, too. Try to get a decent length ride, not just around the block. Varied roads, if possible.
Wear your own gear. Gives you the real feel.
Don't rush it. Take 15-20 minutes at least.
And if you plan to ride with a passenger, bring them along, see how it feels two up.
And they suggest maybe riding a couple of different bikes back to back.
Great idea. Really highlights the differences, helps you narrow it down, makes your preferences clearer.
Okay, so you test ride, find the one, but owning it is ongoing, right?
Which brings us to number 4, understanding maintenance and ownership costs over time.
Yep, bikes need regular attention, more so than cars, often. More exposed parts, higher strung engines sometimes. It's just part of the deal.
And the article stresses this isn't optional. Regular maintenance is about longevity.
Keeping the bike running well for years, making sure it performs as it should.
And crucially, safety.
Preventing failures that could cause an accident. Neglecting maintenance is risky and can lead to huge repair bills later.
The guide gives some ballpark figures for common stuff. Oil changes, maybe $50 to $150 every few thousand miles.
Something like that. Depends on the bike, where you get it done. Tires are a big one. Could be $100, $300 per tire, plus fitting, and they might only last 3,000 to 8,000 miles.
Wow, yeah, that's frequent. Chain maintenance, if you have a chain drive, cleaning, lubing, eventually replacing it.
Brake pads, rotors eventually, batteries every few years.
And an annual service, which could be a few $100 or more depending on the bike.
These are just estimates, obviously. Your bike, your riding style, DIY versus shop, it all affects the actual cost.
And again, that reminder to budget for unexpected repairs. $500 to $1,000 in a just-in-case fund.
Smart move. Then there's the DIY versus pro question.
Doing it yourself saves money if you know how and have tools.
But a good mechanic has expertise, the right equipment, and can save you costly mistakes sometimes. It's a trade-off. Know your limits.
Good tips for keeping costs down, too. Follow a service schedule. Use quality parts, shop around for service, learn basic tasks yourself.
Being proactive definitely helps manage those ongoing costs.
All right, almost there. The fifth and final critical thing, investing in proper gear and safety equipment.
And the article is emphatic. This is non-negotiable, arguably the most important investment you make.
More important than the bike itself, potentially. Because unlike a car, you are the crumple zone.
Exactly. Gear is your protection. Your only protection, often.
It provides protection against impact, sliding down a road, abrasion. Road rash is nasty.
And it adds comfort, keeps you warm, dry, less fatigue, can even improve visibility.
So the essentials again. Certified helmet, DOT, ECE, SNELL.
Abrasion-resistant jacket with armor, proper gloves, armored riding pants, sturdy boots covering the ankles.
Costs again. Helmet under $800 plus jacket $150, $600, gloves $50 to $150, pants $400, boots $100, $300. Rough figures.
Plus extras like back protectors, maybe rain gear. Each piece protects a specific area. It all matters.
Key advice for choosing gear. Fit is crucial. Snug but comfortable, allowing movement.
Prioritize quality, especially for helmet, jacket. Don't cheap out on safety.
Consider the weather you'll ride in. Vented gear for summer, waterproof for rain.
And budget for it. The guide suggests $500 to $2,000 for the essential kit. It's an investment in you.
Absolutely. Skipping here is just a really bad idea.
A very false economy with potentially dire consequences.
Okay, so let's recap. The 5 big things. Understand your riding style and needs.
Set a realistic total budget.
Absolutely must do a thorough test ride.
Understand and budget for ongoing maintenance.
And invest seriously in proper safety gear.
Getting those right sets you up for a much better, safer, and more enjoyable experience.
Our goal was really just to cut through all that information overload, give you the core things to think about, help you make a choice you feel good about.
Yeah, if you tackle these 5 areas thoughtfully, you'll be way ahead of the game, much more confident in the buying process.
And hopefully, this deep dive gave you some clarity, maybe sparked some ideas. So think about it. Which of these 5 areas hits home the most for you right now? Are you already picturing that adventure bike, or maybe thinking more seriously about the gear budget?
Remember, this chat is really just the beginning of your journey. There's a whole world of bikes and gear out there to explore. Good luck with it.